I'm sorry for the bad voice quality. I'm really a new YouTuber trying to lift myself off. So sorry and thank you. Hi guys, I'm back with another video. In my previous video, we talked about best Bollywood films. There were just a few quick recommendations and a lot of fun stuff. So if you want to know about that, please check out my previous video. In this video, we're going to talk about things that can destroy the whole world. And I'm pretty sure this sounds like a depressing or scary sort of idea, but genuinely believe me, it's just an overview. It's just like what could have happened, what are the few weapons that are potentially capable of destroying everything that we know. So let's start. Every day something changes. In my country, in your country. Nothing stays static, especially relations between countries. And we never know when a full blown out world war might be knocking at our door. There is always a difference between a small upheaval and a blown out world war. But there's just an assumption that what if a world war blown out and people come down to using the worst weapons that humanity has ever made? What would it look like? When World War One happened, the military and civil casualties were around 40 million, which is not a small number, but it's relatively smaller compared to World War Two, where the military casualty shot up to 75 or 85 million. But since the end of World War, there's a lot that has changed. The population has grown from 2.5 billion to over 7 billion. Combined with the development in weapons, don't forget the nukes and all that we have grown. It can anytime grow into a war that can cause mass casualties. So this war would be very scary. Especially our developments in info technology and biotechnology have led us to creating some weapons which can in fact wipe out the whole humanity. So please watch till the end because I got a special mention there. A war right now would be either a war of cyber warfare, it might be a robo warfare, or even worse, or something more sadder is chemical weapons because they genuinely cause huge harms. So let's start the list of the most dangerous weapons in this world that can potentially destroy the whole world. The H bomb. Do you remember the atomic bomb that flattened Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Yeah, and make it 1,000 times stronger. A 1,000 times stronger version can be a H bomb, the hydrogen bomb. In this, it relies on fusion that takes place in the core of the sun to create enormous amounts of energy. And this energy can literally flatten out many cities at the same time, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And it's not like we don't currently have it. We have huge arsenals of it, with countries like US having over 7,000 and Russia having around 9,000 H bombs in their current arsenal. Biological weapons or germ warfare. This is not a new term. These are the things that have happened in the past. You know the time of Black Death, when Black Death was a very infectious disease and had no real cure towards the Middle Ages. The kings have thrown deceased bodies, the bodies that have died or bodies that are infected, over the wall of the castles they're trying to conquer in order to spread disease in the castle, forcing them to open the doors. And but this time, combined with the deadly viruses and nanotechnology and many other technologies that have grown, germ warfare war will be extremely deadly. It can reach out to millions and billions of humans within days. Okay. Germ warfare involves usually using of toxic viruses or substances which can create a huge population of unwell people, which would in fact affect more healthy people and which will create more unhealthy people affecting more healthy people. It will be like a compounding effect creating huge segment of population which is unwell. In the first place, we need to have a medicine for it, and even if we do, if this was to happen, it will create a huge shortage of it. And combined with the loss of the private sector to create money, it would be a catastrophe. Number three, chemical weapons. They're deadly weapons which are also being currently used by Syria, or at least US has been accusing the Syrian government of using it. They usually work by releasing gaseous chemicals which can be inhaled or can interact with the skin of the victims and can destroy the skins, their physiological being, or their even physical being. Some of the most dangerous ones are the VX or the Novichok, which literally stops the nerve impulses of a brain. So like a person is living, but his brain can't give commands for him to move. It's like creating a living dead. Dirty bombs are also weapons that are created to cause widespread radioactive contamination, which will cause large scale effects on the environment and the human body. They're not like nuclear bombs. Nuclear bombs cause radioactive contamination as an effect, but they're mostly aimed at creating huge amounts of heat and energy. But these ones are aimed at creating huge amount of contamination. They might destroy the environment they have released in. Once released, they cannot be controlled. They are governed by their own laws of physics. They have their own half-life. Some might be years, some might be months, some might be days. They have their own half-life. We cannot control them. All we can do is try and save ourselves, which is very hard when there is a radioactive breakout. Special one I was talking about might not be so special for you. The last one, antimatter. Antimatter weapons are a thing of the science fiction. They have not been made yet. Antimatter, as soon as interacts with matter, is converted into 100% pure energy, which is a huge burst of energy. Pure energy destroying a huge portion with a small packet-sized weapon. These don't exist yet. And as suggested by Albert Einstein, human stupidity is infinite. And we never know when they created. If used for energy, they can be really useful. They can be well used. They can cure problems of energy forever. But if used against us, they can destroy huge portions of humans. So, what is antimatter? If you just want to have a quick overview, antimatter is nothing but opposite of matter. Where matter has normal electrons with negative charge, antimatter has positrons with positive charge. When they interact, they're opposites. They can annihilate each other in 100% pure energy. We as humans, all I mentioned above, can use them for infinite energy or cure diseases. But we keep huge budgets for military while allowing questionable budgets for things like NASA. And I'm not trying to educate anybody here. I'm just trying a question. So here was my list of things that can destroy the world. These are the deadliest weapons to have ever existed. Please comment down below if I've missed anything. Like, share, and subscribe to my video. Thanks a lot. And please keep looking for my other videos.